Katie doesn't understand. I told her to run. This is how you do it. You gotta run like a motherfucker. That's how you run, girl.
I was walking.
Does this ruins have a name?
It's the Phimai Historical Park. The outside of these just look like blocks on top of blocks, and somehow that actually makes an area where you can go inside that isn't falling down. This looks really cool. It looks like a jumble of, it looks like one of those picture things where you'd move like each little bit that you wanted to move to make the picture correct, and they moved them all, but it doesn't really work out very well. It looks cool. Yes. This one just looks like a lot of blocks and clay. What's cool is that you can walk into almost everything here. If there was a turd in there, I wouldn't be surprised. But I would have definitely thought it was you. Had to put in some support beams so that we weren't dying in here now. I just read about this place that this used to not be erect as it is right now. The arts department here put all of this back together. So every little piece that you see that's been put into place used to be on the ground at some point in time and now is epically erected to look like it used to, which is pretty impressive. So when I thought it was a puzzle earlier, it was at one point. Okay, so we've ridden about maybe 1 kilometer on a bike outside of Phimai, and we've ended up here at what is, give me a moment to pronounce this, Phimai. Basically, the book says this is a Megaflorham, and what that means is that one gigantic tree grew here, and they've put up all these posts so that the arms of the trees have somewhere to lay, and it creates a forest on an island. It's definitely pretty cool, very epic looking, and for some reason awesome things like this never seem to have an admission. That's good. And it looks like smaller trees have grown and contributed.
Under this giant tree, if anybody has played The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, in the Dark World you go into this forest, and the forest in the game is in the, I guess it's in the northeastern corner of the game, and it's where you get the fire rod. And hold on, Katie's gonna come yell at me for being a dork.
You're the geekiest boy ever. You're like, it's where you get the fire rod, and it's definitely in the northeast quadrant of Zelda.
It's in the Dark World. It's not, gotta be specific. Anyways, it looks a lot like this forest. I imagine that this may be what that was styled after, something similar to this. Kind of spooky, and you know, a little bit of like light coming through to the ground and so forth. Just trying to give some examples. Just trying to give some examples that maybe Chip and Jesse might understand. Jesse won't. Jesse doesn't have a Super Nintendo. He's a stupid jerk.
So we started walking down this pathway, and then I realized how cool it looks.
What video game does it remind you of?
It doesn't remind me of any video game.
Tetris?
It kind of reminds me of life right now. Look, Christophe, you need to get the fuck out of my way. Alright. I don't even know where I was going with this because you have screwed it up. It just looks really cool. It's almost, you know what, it reminds me of the Labyrinth. Like, these little tiles are gonna start flipping and
David Bowie's gonna show up.
We're never gonna be able to get out of here, and some singing's gonna happen. When the alligators jump up, I want to be able to have this on video. That looks like fun. we've kind of gone to an area that we don't know whether is okay or not okay to be. I think those are sharks, Eric. Eric, they are definitely sharks.
Those aren't sharks.
They are sharks.
It's a pond.
Filled with sharks. This is the outside of that tree sanctuary. It says that it covers 35,000 square feet. And it's looking pretty big. And then there are fish. Eric won't let me drop the camera in there. So for all of you who wanted to see what happens when I put this camera in with all these fish, you need to write Eric an email and be like, what the fuck?
Okay, this is total bullshit. We just found a 7-Eleven, no Slurpee machine. Unbelievable. I'm coming home. This is it. I'm done.
That is a lot of bugs.